you can let me know when you're ready to have dinner.
Okay. I definitely will. Well, would you like a mask that's easier to breathe in?
No, this is fine.
Okay.
I got used to it.
Okay.
That's why this yellow thing helps.
Yeah, you know, my concern is that we're gonna open stuff up and it's gonna spike again. You know, maybe our numbers are going up because we're actually testing more, I don't know.
Well,
But what I know is there isn't a state except New York City, but there's almost not a single state where the numbers are going down now.
yeah, and you know, that's because this guy just told Trump we're to take a hike. The governor of, I love that governor. I wish he were running for president.
Cuomo?
Yeah,
I think you're not alone.
but he's not gonna do it. So it's just one of those things. Anyway,
I read a poll yesterday that said 49, in a national poll, 49 out of 50 states think their governor's doing a better job than the president. But you know what, I'm not supposed to be political on my conversations on the video,
well,
so.
we're just talking what the media tells you to say, that's all.
What the media tells me to say?
Just that you got that kind of ratio. No, it's a fact. You're getting too close to my skin.
Well, if I don't get these little pieces out here, because it's been a while, they're gonna grow right into the skin at the end of the toe here.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting out, sorry.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm going as gently as I can here.
So anyway, I was thinking June 1st is when the restaurants that I'm liking to go to are opening up.
Okay?
So we need to find a date in June that,
Well, I'm
Work it out.
gonna play that by ear, because I'm not so sure that as soon as things open, I'm going back out. So, listen, they say just because things are opening up, this is a meme I saw on Facebook, doesn't mean that the virus is gone, it just means that the ICU has room for you now. So, I don't know that I'm gonna rush out to crowded places. So, we'll play it by ear, okay?
what's the criteria for thinking that it's okay?
That maybe our numbers are not increasing every day.
Oh, so that isn't just based on an area, that's just based on the state?
Yeah, I mean, our numbers each day is higher than the day before.
And in my mind, the reason we don't understand it is because we have so many seniors and they're not telling us how the population cut is going on that.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Oh, not where I'm watching it.
In the local newspaper
Oh,
every day?
Okay, that's why I don't watch, I don't have the newspaper.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, even online, it comes from the health department, and it shows the breakdown of ages for people who are contracting it, and the breakdown of ages for people who are dying from it.
I know they closed down one nursing home or residential unit, and the way it was announced, it sounds like they're never gonna let them open again. But I don't know that that's really what they meant. So, what is that, the TV or the radio you're hearing?
No, mostly I'm reading the papers.
Yeah, but when you say that it's, since I don't get the paper,
Right,
then I'm watching TV.
right.
And I'm not seeing that breakdown on TV.
Right.
So that's something that I've been trying to figure out, basically because I don't understand
Well,
Sweden.
I'm sure that you can log into the Department of Health for the state, and they would have all the statistics there.
That's, okay. I've learned how to get to property in the government, now I can start on this.
Yeah, it would be just mdh.gov, Minnesota Department of Health.gov.
Okay.
And I mean, because that's where the newspaper's getting their information, so they give the breakdown of how many new cases each day, what are the age ranges.
So what are their age on off, is it usually the seniors or the kids?
It's more of the elderly who are dying, but the age range is pretty evenly spread about who's infected. And, you know, I'm listening to the hospital here does a nightly call for medical staff, a nightly conference call. And, you know, out of 70 ICU beds, they have 10 left. And that's pretty atypical for this time of year. So, you know, they're talking about North Memorial, and they're talking about the Maple Grove Hospital, and how many ICU beds, how many ventilators they have, and how many are left, and, you know, whatever protocols they change day to day. So, I don't listen every night because I'm not actively at the hospital every day, but I do just like to hear what's going on.
Well, we got back the end of February,
Mm-hmm.
and then Janice was awarded the Florence Nightingale Award for the Globe in her education in disaster planning. So we came back, went, and that was being given to her in DC. So we dumped our clothes, went to bed, changed the wardrobe, and went back to DC. And then she stayed because her family came up to see the award presentation.
Mm-hmm.
And I came home. And it was really that first Friday in March before I even understood what was going on, because nothing had been said
Mm-hmm.
down in Argentina. So, and I wasn't there to look at all that newspaper stuff. So.
Right, right. Well, and there wasn't a lot in them at that point.
Okay. But I did feel like we were pretty lucky to come in and out, because we didn't have any trouble with the airplanes either. You know, I think if you watched what I did on TV was when they talked about the seating arrangement in the airplane. I think they had it ass backwards. They should just have one person in the center seat and nobody on each side. Because they want a 6-foot difference. You can't get that kind of spread even if you leave the center seat alone.
No.
What, is that just blood that got stuck?
Where?
That dark spot?
What dark spot here?
No, at the other corner.
There's no blood.
No, I'm sure it isn't blood, but it's dark.
That's just because it's deep. Over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of deep in the skin there.
So I'm looking at shadows.
Yeah.
I think we got rid of that one that corner is the thumbs on.
I'm sorry. Is it just a
Hold
vibration?
tight because I get a reflex. I don't want your glasses to go flying.
Is it hurting or just the vibration?
No, it's just tickling.
Oh, okay.
So how's your mother doing?
She is bored.
Smart woman.
Yeah, I mean she goes out for walks and that's about it right now.
That's about all you can do right now.
Yep. And yeah, it's hard. She's alone in the house.
Well, I'm pretty lucky on that. We've got a cul-de-sac, and we can all stand on our driveways and talk to each other with that big mound of cement in the middle.
Nice.
So that helps. Our you're videotaping. Oh, this is going to be interesting playback.
What?
I said, I didn't realize she's videotaping. It'll be an interesting playback.
Yeah. I'll let you know when I put it up.
Well, you can let me know when you're ready to have dinner.
Okay. I definitely will.
I've got the place all sucked out. I talked to them about their design, and they said that call them back on June 1st.
Okay.
So, it's, and it's set up so that you're not gonna be sitting with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, right now I'm coming to work and I'm going home. And if I have to stop at the store, I do it with my mask and gloves. And
Yeah.
now that I've got my kid at home, I'm a little bit more nervous about it. So,
In terms of the mask and gloves, or the fact she may be going out?
no, she's not going out either.
I don't know where you'd go to.
Well, you know, like I had a friend who said she wanted to go to a park. And she said, I drove up to 5 different parks and they were full, wall-to-wall people. Like, there was no, you know, social distancing order.
Oh,
And so she didn't go anywhere.
but
So,
that was smart.
I actually think I already had it after coming back from a big meeting at end of February, early March.
You feel just like you were dragging?
And I could not get warm, and I had a headache for 2 weeks and a low-grade fever. Yeah, so I think I probably had it. But, you know, the antibody tests that they're offering are not very accurate, so
Isn't that the truth?
it's like, what's the point right now?
Well, I should call Trump and ask if he could get some pills for you, for malaria. It's almost hard to believe, isn't it?
Like I say, I'm trying to stay apolitical on my videos.
Well, you can believe me. It's obnoxious.
All right, so you got the one callus under here and the one on the sides here, right? Yeah. So tell me about this Florence Nightingale Award that your friend won. We good? Sorry.
It's okay. She's been a Red Cross volunteer for years after she left being a nurse.
Uh-huh.
And so she could just take off and go to any country they invited her to, and they paid her way to get to these places. And she just is the type of person that understands a lot of ways to manage things. And the story I loved that she told early on was when down in Louisiana, when, what was the name of that terrible storm?
Katrina?
Katrina. And these doctors, who apparently just had gotten out of school or about to get out of school, came down and started complaining about the situation. They didn't have this and they didn't have that. And she said, you know what, fellas, just go back home. We can get along without you if you don't know how to work in this type of environment. And they were so stunned that they actually sat down and got to work.
Funny how that happens, huh?
Yeah. But, so she knows how, I mean, we spent years then going to different countries. Like, I would go to India and she'd go to Jakarta. And when she got through at Jakarta, she'd come back to India.
And what is she doing in places like Jakarta?
They invite her over to explain what are the things we should be thinking about doing and how to do it. And that's what she does, and it usually takes about 3 days. And she always has a translator so she can get it done and they can understand her. And she never acts like she knows anything. She's just very matter of fact. And her husband just died in October, the end of October. So she's moving down to Minneapolis.
Give me your socks.
Because she doesn't want that isolation up in Foley anymore. And that works out just fine. She's got friends down here. When I had the roof redone before we went to Scotland, and I said to the roofer's boss, I said, Greg, just tell me the dates you're gonna do this, because these are the dates I'm gonna be available. And he said, oh, well, where are you going? I said, going hiking in Scotland. He said, oh, my wife would like to go. Can she come? And I said, sure, have her call me. So she and Janice became very good friends. So I went with Janice to Denver when her husband died, and then Kim flew in and spent some time with her down in Arizona. So she's developed a friend who's closer to her age and has the same sense of humor, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So that was one of those things that was meant to be.
Yeah.
And it's been fun. And so that's really about all. And then I've just been working at sleeping. Gosh, I got so tired from all that weather down in the end of the world. It's tough on you. And it's gray all the time. I think that's the other part. But now I have to settle down and do all the internal work in the house that I've been avoiding for 10 years.
Yeah.
So I can't be too unhappy about this virus thing, because it's forcing me to do my job that I would find a reason not to do up
Exactly.
to that point.
Well, thank you for letting us do the video, and we'll just have you sign a release on the way out that says,
First, I gotta put on shoes.
do you need help?
I always need help putting on shoes.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll have you just sign a release that says you're okay if I put this out on the internet. You can go ahead and,
She gets to close down.